The Galactic Council Hall was larger than any city on Earth. Its ceiling was made of shining crystal, and thousands of alien leaders floated or stood in their seats. This hall decided the future of the entire galaxy. On this day, one small delegation stood alone at the center. Humans, they came from Earth, a young and weak planet compared to the great empires around them. Their ships were simple, their armor looked old, and the machine behind them looked strange. It was Earth's prototype. The moment the prototype was revealed, laughter spread across the hall. Some aliens clicked their jaws in mockery. Others released bright lights, a sign of amusement. Even advanced AI races showed error flashes that meant the same thing. "This is Earth's greatest creation," one alien lord asked. "It looks unfinished," another said. "Is this a joke?" Someone laughed. The human delegation did not respond. They stood calm and silent. The prototype did not shine. It did not glow with power. There were no weapons, no sharp edges, no visible shields. To the galaxy, it looked useless. High above them sat the alien queen. She ruled one of the oldest and most feared species in the galaxy. Her presence alone made worlds obey. She looked at the human machine for only a second. Then she looked away. "Earth's invention is not worth discussion," the queen said. "Let the council move on." More laughter filled the hall. The humans said nothing. They did not defend their creation. They did not argue. They simply turned and left the center of the hall, many thought. Earth had finally shown its weakness, but something unseen had already begun. Hours later, panic replaced laughter. A loud alarm echoed through the alien queen's flagship. Lights turned red. Lead guards rushed through the corridors. The queen stood up from her throne. "What is happening?" she demanded. Her chief guard knelt before her, shaking. "Your Majesty, your daughters are missing." The words froze the room. The queen had 2 daughters. They were never alone. They were protected by the strongest guards and the best technology in the galaxy. "No one disappears from my ship," the queen said coldly. "Find them." Search teams were sent everywhere. Sensors scanned space. Ships were tracked. Portals were checked. Nothing. No signs of attack. No broken doors. No energy traces. It was as if the daughters had vanished by choice. The queen's eyes narrowed. "Who was the last new species to enter the council today?" she asked. The guard hesitated. "Humans, Your Majesty." Silence filled the room. Within minutes, rumors spread across the galaxy. Alien networks whispered the same theory. Earth had done something. Human ships were suddenly surrounded by foreign fleets. Weapons locked onto them from every direction. On Earth's communication channels, a message appeared. The alien queen's voice echoed across space. "Humans," she said, her tone filled with controlled rage. "My daughters disappeared after your arrival. If you are responsible, your world will burn." On Earth, the human leaders listened carefully. They did not shout. They did not panic. One human officer finally spoke. "We did not take your daughters," he said calmly. "We do not even know where they are." The galaxy did not believe them. After all, Earth's prototype was strange, silent, unknown, and the galaxy had laughed at it. But soon, they would learn, because something had been activated, and the humans were no longer just being watched. They were being feared. The galaxy changed its tone in a single hour. Where there was laughter before, there was now fear. Human ships leaving the Galactic Council were suddenly surrounded. Massive alien fleets peered from hyperspace, one after another. Weapons locked on. Engines hummed with deadly power. Every major empire was watching. At the center of this growing storm stood Earth. On the bridge of the main human ship, the commanders remained calm. They had expected judgment. They had not expected panic this fast. A hologram flickered to life. The alien queen appeared. Her face was cold, her eyes burning with anger. "Humans," she said, her voice echoing through every channel. "My daughters vanished after your arrival. No force entered my ship. No enemy was detected. Only you were new." Around the galaxy, leaders nodded. The logic was simple. Someone weak does not act alone. Someone laughed at might strike in secret. Earth was weak, or so they believed. "We had no contact with your daughters," a human diplomat replied. His voice was steady. "We did not invite them. We did not take them." The queen did not respond. At first, then she spoke again. "You brought an unknown prototype into the council. You refused to explain its function. And now my heirs are gone." Her claws tightened. "You will be searched." Alien boarding teams entered human ships. They searched every room, every system, every hidden space. Human technology was scanned and tested. Nothing was found. No alien life signs, no energy residue, no signs of struggle. This only made the galaxy more nervous. How can they disappear without a trace? An alien general asked. Humans must be hiding something. On Earth, news spread quickly. Cities watched the skies. People waited in silence. Leaders gathered in a secure chamber. They are ready to strike, one general said. One wrong move, and the fleets will fire. Another officer looked at a single screen. The prototype. It stood quiet, just as it always had. No weapons online, the officer confirmed. No shields raised, no aggressive signals. Has it activated? Someone asked. The answer came. Slowly, yes. Far away, inside the alien queen's flagship, something strange happened. Sensors flickered. A soft signal appeared. It was weak, gentle, almost invisible. It is not an attack, a technician said. It feels like a presence. The queen stepped closer to the screen. The signal did not spread like a weapon. It did not burn or cut. Instead, it moved slowly, like a whisper through space. What is it targeting? She asked. The technician hesitated. Living minds. The queen's breath stopped. Back on Earth, the human prototype changed. For the first time it reacted to the galaxy. Lights appeared on its surface, soft and warm, not bright, not threatening. The humans watched quietly. This was never meant to be shown like this, one scientist said. He forced our hand. What is it doing? A commander asked. The scientist answered. It listens. Suddenly, an alarm rang on the Queen's ship. A guard rushed in. Your Majesty, he said, we detected movement. Where? The Queen demanded. In the human sector, the guard replied. Inside one of their controlled zones. The room went silent. The Queen's anger turned sharp. So they lied. Chesed across the galaxy. Fleets powered their weapons. Target locks, engaged. Earth stood seconds away from destruction. On the human ship, a final message arrived from the Queen. You have one chance, she said. Explain what you have done. The human diplomat closed his eyes for a moment. Then he answered. We did not take your daughters, he said. But they are safe. The galaxy froze. The Queen leaned forward. Where? She asked slowly. Are my daughters? The human looked at the prototype. And for the first time he spoke the truth. They are with us, he said, because they chose to be. The galaxy held its breath. War fleets waited in silence. Weapons were charged. One order was enough to turn Earth into dust. Inside the alien Queen's command chamber, every eye was fixed on the human diplomat. You say my daughters are with you, the Queen said slowly. Then show me. The human nodded. A live feed opened across the galaxy. What appeared on the screen shocked everyone. It was not a prison. It was not a lab. It was not a cage. It was a simple human living space. Soft lights filled the room. Plain walls. Human symbols of comfort. And in the center of the room, two figures lay quietly. The alien Queen's daughters. They were asleep. Not unconscious. Not restrained. Just asleep. Their breathing was calm. Their faces were peaceful. The galaxy exploded with noise. This is a trick, an alien commander shouted. It must be controlling them. But the sensors told a different story. No chains, no force fields, no mind control signals, nothing. The Queen stared at the screen. Her anger cracked for the first time. They look unharmed. She whispered. Human medical officers entered the room slowly. They moved with care, as if afraid to wake the girls. One officer spoke. They came to us on their own, he said. They were scared. The Queen's head snapped up. Scared of what? She demanded. The human paused. Of the galaxy. Silence spread. The feed shifted to a recorded moment from earlier. The Queen's daughters were seen walking through the council corridors. They passed powerful aliens, cold machines, harsh guards. Their movements were tense. Their minds were filled with noise. Then they passed the humans. The recording slowed. The daughters stopped. They turned. For the first time, their expressions changed. Calm. They felt something, the human scientist explained. Something different. The recording showed the daughters approaching the human prototype. It did not move. It did not react. But the moment they came close, their breathing slowed. Their fear faded. Back in the present, The Queen struggled to understand. Our technology is superior, she said. Our protection is absolute. The human scientist shook his head. Your protection defends the body, he replied. Ours protects the mind. The Queen looked again at her daughters. They are psychics, she said quietly. They feel emotions stronger than others. Yes, the scientist answered. And the galaxy is loud, he continued. Power, fear, control, dominance. The words echoed. Our prototype absorbs that noise, he said. It creates silence. The daughters stirred. Slowly. They opened their eyes. The Queen stepped forward, her voice shaking. My children, she said. But daughters looked at the screen. They smiled. Mother, one of them said, we are safe. The galaxy froze again. You are not taken, the other daughter added. We came here. The Queen's claws trembled. Why? She asked softly. The daughter answered without hesitation. Because humans do not shout inside their minds, she said. They listen. Around the galaxy, leaders exchanged uneasy glances. This was not strength, they understood. This was not power they could measure. The human diplomat spoke again. We never meant to hide this, he said. But the council laughed. The Queen closed her eyes. For the first time in centuries, she felt shame. Suddenly, alarms rang across several fleets. Psychic sensors dropped to zero. Mind pressure vanished. What is happening? The commander asked. The human scientist looked at the prototype. It is expanding its field, he said calmly. Only enough to protect. Fear spread through the galaxy. If humans could silence minds, what else could they do? The Queen opened her eyes. Her gaze was no longer filled with rage. It was filled with caution and something close to respect. Tell me, she said to the humans, what is this prototype truly capable of? The human answered honestly. We built it, he said, to save ourselves. The screen faded to black. And the galaxy realized something terrifying. Humans had been protecting themselves all along. The galaxy waited for an answer. Every fleet, every leader, every watching world. The alien Queen stood tall, but her voice was no longer sharp. You say you built this prototype to save yourselves, she said. Cliff, the human scientist, stepped forward. This machine was never meant to be a weapon, he began. We built it because we were afraid. Many alien leaders reacted at once. Afraid? One scoffed. Humans dared to speak of fear. The scientist nodded. Double quotes, yes, he said simply. We are afraid of losing ourselves. The display changed. Images of Earth appeared. Wars, crowded cities, loud machines, endless noise. For a long time, the scientists explained, humans lived in chaos, not just around us, but inside us. The image zoomed in. Human brains, stress signals, fear patterns, mental collapse. We learned something early, he continued. If we did not protect our minds, we would destroy our own world. The room fell silent. The display shifted again. The prototype appeared, floating in darkness. This is not a shield, the scientist said. It does not block attacks. Lights pulsed gently. It absorbs mental pressure, he explained. Fear, hatred, psychic noise. An alien commander leaned forward. So it is a mind weapon, he said. The scientist shook his head. No, he replied. It does not control. It does not command. It only quiets. The alien Queen listened closely. My daughters felt peace near it, she said slowly. Yes, the scientist replied. Because for the first time, they were not being pushed by the galaxy. A heavy truth settled in the room. Most advanced races used psychic force to dominate, to command, to rule. Humans had done the opposite. They had learned to lower the volume. A council member spoke up. If this spreads, they said, it could weaken our control. The human diplomat answered calmly. It could end your fear, he said. Anger flared across several alien channels. You expect us to trust humans? One leader said. After hiding this, the diplomat looked around the hall. You laughed at us, he said quietly. You never asked. Suddenly, the prototype's signal shifted. Sensors across the galaxy reacted. Psychic pressure dropped further. Entire fleets felt it. Commanders paused mid-thought. Rage cooled. Panic faded. What is happening? An alien shouted. The scientist answered. It is responding to stress, he said. The more fear you create, the stronger it works. Fear turned to alarm. If humans wanted war, a general whispered, we would already be helpless. The truth hit hard. Humans had the ability to silence the galaxy dot, and they chose not to. The alien queen stepped forward. For centuries, she said, power meant control. She looked at her daughters, still resting peacefully. But you chose restraint, she said to the humans. The diplomat nodded. We learn the cost of power without care, he said, and we refuse to repeat it. The council fell quiet. No threats were spoken. No weapons fired. For the first time, humans were not seen as weak. They were seen as dangerous in a different way, because they could stop a war without fighting. The alien queen raised her hand. The council mocked Earth, she said. That was a mistake. Gasps spread. I will not move against humanity, she continued. Now we'll hear their proposal. Hope stirred on Earth, but the humans did not celebrate. They knew this was only the beginning, because once the galaxy understands a power like this, it will want it, and humans would have to decide something far more difficult than war. Who deserved peace? The Galactic Council Hall was silent. Not a single leader spoke. Not a single fleet moved. The truth about the human prototype had changed everything. The alien queen stepped forward slowly. Her daughters stood beside her, awake and calm. For the first time, she said, "My children sleep without fear." Her words carried weight. Across the galaxy, many leaders felt something they had not felt in centuries. Relief. The queen turned to the humans. "You were mocked," she said. "You were ignored, and yet you protected what even we failed to protect." She lowered her head. It was not a bow of weakness. It was a bow of respect. "I apologize," she said, on behalf of the council. The moment shocked the galaxy. The strongest ruler had admitted fault. A council elder finally spoke. "What do humans want in return?" he asked. "Power, territory, control." The human diplomat shook his head. "We want safety," he said simply, "for ourselves and for others." The elder frowned. "And the prototype?" he asked. "Will you share it? The room TENSED?" This was the true question. The human scientist stepped forward. "We will share it," he said, "but not freely." Murmurs spread. "We will not allow it to be used for control," the scientist continued. "No domination, no forced silence." He looked around the hall. "This technology works only with trust," he said. "If misused, it shuts down." Alien leaders exchanged uneasy looks. That power that refused obedience was something new. The alien queen nodded. "That is acceptable," she said. "The galaxy has had enough of fear." One by one, fleets powered down their weapons. Target locks disengaged. For the first time, Earth was not under threat. Across human space, people watched in disbelief. They had expected war. They had prepared for loss. Instead, they saw peace. On Earth, the prototype was placed into a global network, not to control minds, but to protect them. Human cities felt quieter, calmer, not empty, just peaceful. Weeks passed. The prototype was slowly introduced to other worlds. On planets ruled by constant psychic pressure, people slept better. On war-torn systems, anger faded. Conflicts did not disappear overnight, but they slowed, and that was enough. The alien queen's daughters visited Earth. One last time, they stood near the prototype. "Will you turn it off one day?" one asked. The human smiled. "Only when the galaxy learns to be quiet on its own," he said. The daughters nodded. Back in the Galactic Council, a new rule was written. Power would no longer be measured by destruction. It would be measured by restraint, and next to that rule, a single note was added. Humanity taught us this. Far beyond the Council, among distant stars, new species would one day ask the same question. How did humans rise so fast? The answer would always be the same. They were laughed at. They were underestimated. And while the galaxy chased power, humans chose understanding. The narrator's final words echoed softly. The galaxy mocked Earth's prototype until it realized something too late. Humanity was never weak. It was simply kind.